The soul never doubts its desire. That's the only difference, really, between the self as experienced in this physical form and the self of pure soul, which is us, first of all, and is always streaming our desire, beaming what we want, what feels good, what delights us, what lights us up, communicating to us and through us in that way. And the only real difference between consciousness as experienced in this form, with ego included, and pure soul, is that soul, source, self never doubts its desire. It never gets crossways of that desire. It's always holding the pure stream of it and just thrilling in it, delighting in it, basking in it, knowing it to be certain, expecting it. I mean, it's absolute. It's certain. This is my desire. I know it. I trust it. And I know that it is so, that it is fulfilled. That by my desiring it, it has been born. It has been created by me, given to me, and it's done. All of my creation happens in the desiring, and then I get to enjoy and thrill in the results of that. And so it's only down here in the physical plane, down dimensionally, where resistance is experienced. There's a small amount of contrast in higher levels, but it's minute. Here we have contrast and we have resistance with intensity. And our soul loves that we put resistance on the trail. It does. It appreciates that, because all of that resistance just adds to the intensity of the desire. The same way that the contrast does, the same way that the contrast clarifies it. They kind of work hand in hand. And our soul just thrills in that. It wants that. That is a desire that's being fulfilled by our being here in this physical realm. This is where the creation is happening. This is where the desires are being born. From our experience here. From all of the tasting and all of the tension. All of this is adding so abundantly to the desire of our being that of course this is what we want. Of course we want to be here in this experience, desiring with intensity, just expounding upon want and the deliciousness of it. And then the soul is just basking in that the whole time. And so we're here to be this blended being that experiences resistance and experiences contrast and the whole realm of emotion, all of it, all of the beauty and all of the pain, that is desired at the highest level. And source is feeling. Our self, the whole of our self, is present in all of it, for all of it, feeling all of it. When we're in ecstatic joy, source is feeling that. When we are in the deepest, darkest depths of grief and anguish, source is feeling that. And the only difference, again, is that it's not fighting it. The rest of us is not fighting it. It's appreciating that experience. It's taking the leap from it. It's allowing the desire to be more clearly defined because of that. It's appreciating the whole of sensation and experience and how it all works together to just continuously feed and increase and expand and intensify desire, which feels good. It feels good to want. Source is just never fighting that feeling, knowing this is how it works. It is so good for me to want something. Oh, and it's so good. I want to want it powerfully. I want strong desire. I don't want to just be fed all of the time and never be hungry. Because if I'm never hungry, I don't experience the enjoyment of that meal the same way. I want to feel hunger. I want to feel some of the absence of things so that in their presence, which I always know is coming to me, it's never a question of if or even when. I know it's coming as soon as I have that desire. I want to continuously feel and follow this trail of what is wanted, knowing every time I want something, it's on its way to me. And I want it because of this feeling of it not being here, or this feeling of other, this experience of the other. And so I want that experience too, to intensify this desire. It all works together. It works in flow. And I know we're reaching a place too. We'll never be without contrast. We always want the contrast and we want the resistance. But we're learning how to play with it. We're learning how to use it differently and not get so tangled in it. Not get stuck, but actually let it continuously propel us to be just this touch. Just instead of sticking this landing, we just bounce. We bounce off of it. Every time we bump up against resistance, against contrast, we take the bounce from it. We don't have to stay there for any period of time. It's enough to just touch it and go, there we go, pointing me the other direction, giving me the propulsion to leap off yet more deeply into this desire and the fulfillment of it. And we're getting to the place where we can just stay in the desire. Where we can just keep feeling desire and letting it fill out in different ways. So that the experience of contrast is delightful. It's equally delicious and exciting. And there is no downtime. There's no lag between the contrast, the clarity of desire, and the receipt of it, the fulfillment of it. We're learning how, by calibrating our emotional guidance, tuning into it, listening to it more carefully, more continuously, we're learning how to manifest, how to create instantly, because the creation happens instantaneously. We just don't let ourselves receive it instantaneously when we could. We absolutely could. There are so many things that the second that we want them, they're ready for us. That second, that means they're created. That means they're done. The stronger your desire, the closer it is to you. It's just a matter of realizing that and then letting it happen, knowing that it's here. It's already happened. It's already here. That's why you want it. And the more intensely you want it, the more here it is, the more ready it is for you. It is knocking on your door at that moment. And if it doesn't feel like an intense wanting yet, just wait. Just wait. It'll build. It will build up. That desire is forming. It's been seeded. It's been conceived within you, right? And now it's growing and it's being added to, and you will have more delicious experiences of contrast that are adding to that desire, specifically giving it clarity, form, filling it out in feature, and it's going to get bigger and more delicious. And then you'll reach that moment where you're going, oh my God, I want this, and I know exactly what it is, and I want it so much. And it's there. It's there. Then it's done, and it's yours, and it is ready to be in your hands. This is what we're learning. This is what we're stepping into. This is our role as divine deliberate creators. This is how we're going to do this thing. Making new earth. Knowing that we get everything we want just because we want it. That's it. Just because you want it, let the desire be the pure desire. I want it, so it's mine. It belongs to me. How good does that feel? How good does that feel? Let yourself feel that. How good it feels to want. How good it feels to know you've created by your wanting. And that thing that you created belongs to you. It is yours. It's absolute. It's certain. It must be. There is nothing that can stop it. So want freely, powerfully, and deliciously, and delight in your wanting, knowing that everything that you desire belongs to you and is yours. Have a beautiful day.